Welcome to the HR Huddle podcast, presented by Sapient Insights Group, the ultimate resource for all things HR. It's time to get in the huddle and meet your hosts.
Welcome to our HR Huddle. I'm Kim Seals, one of the managing partners of Sapient Insights Group, a research and advisory firm focused on the HR space. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please be sure to subscribe. We are thrilled to be bringing you this podcast because there's something missing when we talk about HR stuff. People aren't getting to the root of the matter. Everyone's talking about broad topics, but where's the practical insight, the real-life advice that's fact-based and data-driven that we can give to our clients, to our friends, to our community, as they're looking for solutions that are really going to make a difference? That's why we're bringing you this podcast, which is actually 3 unique mini shows. We'll be spilling the tea on HR tech, discussing diversity and inclusion in Per My Last Email, and breaking down those messy stories that all of us in HR have. That's our 3rd show, HR We Have a Problem. We'll be deconstructing what went down, how we could have handled it differently, and in some cases, how we could have stopped it from happening in the first place. Because when the shit goes down, you got to huddle up. Right, Pam?
Absolutely, Kim. Hello, everyone, and welcome into the HR Huddle. I'm Pam Jeffords, a senior partner at Sapient Insights Group. I will be your host that is not an HR practitioner. I spent the first 20-plus years of my career leading sales organizations and, frankly, hiding from HR. As one of the few women leaders in the tech industry, I was always asked to lead diversity initiatives and to help create a more inclusive culture. And I always said yes with great excitement, until I looked around and realized that there were no more women in leadership than when we had started. The reality is, the way I made it to VP by 30 did not work then and still does not work today for a majority of women. Meaning that even after all of these years and billions of dollars spent, this diversity and inclusion shit is still broken. I now have the privilege of working with amazing companies across the world to uncover those stories that are preventing progress. Those are the stories that matter. And this is what we'll be taking on in the podcast Per My Last Email, talking directly to the rock stars who are getting this shit done. We're going to put aside all those awards and focus on what is actually working, and more importantly, what hasn't worked. Because it's way past time to be honest with ourselves and each other.
Pam, you're so right. Since I spend lots of time in the world of HR tech, I 100% agree with you. There's always something broken. If it's not diversity and inclusion challenges, then we're struggling with payroll and time technology. Hi, everyone. I'm Stacey Harris, Chief Research Officer and one of the managing partners at Sapient Insights Group. We're so glad that you've joined us on the HR Huddle. This is going to be an exciting opportunity to have great conversations. Anybody who knows me knows I'm passionate about my work. I've been a practitioner making tough decisions, working with global Fortune 100 companies like McDonald's, United Health Group, and Chevron. And for the last 7 years, and now with my partners here at Sapient, we've had the honor of running the annual HR Systems Survey. We've talked to more than 20,000 companies, employing over 300 million employees and making a huge impact on the organization's business decisions. And I do have one more recent title to add to the list, author. I recently published Introduction to HR Technology, Understanding How to Use Technology to Improve Performance and Processes. It's now available on Amazon. And now, every other week, you can join me and Kim for Spilling the Tea on HR Tech, where we'll be bringing you the juicy behind-the-scene news that will help you make better decisions around your HR technology. Speaking of my co-host, Kim, why don't you share a little bit more with the audience about what our show is going to be doing and more about yourself as well?
Sure, Stacey. Thanks so much. I've spent the last 25 years working with companies from around the world, starting as a practitioner in HR before becoming a consultant at PwC. Most recently, before I joined my friends at Sapient Insights, I was a senior partner at Mercer. I've consulted for small and medium companies and for big brands like AT&T, FedEx, Netflix, Allstate, and Coca-Cola. I'm also a general partner for the Jump Fund, where I've invested in and coached dozens of CEOs and startups. We want you to know we've been in the trenches and have the scars and stories to prove it. Meaning, no matter what comes next, when the shit goes down, we'll be right here with you to huddle up. Be sure to subscribe to the show, tune in weekly, and we'll see you in our HR Huddle.